everyone, this is Sonia. I'm contacting you from Eden Life and giving a quickie scoop onto a 21-day fast that I just finished today. And I have my pizza right down there. I would show you, but I am actually driving. Don't ask me why I decided to do this while I was driving. But I'm driving through the very nice neighborhoods, which I do sometimes, and I'll look at the homes and remind myself on that I'm going to have one of these one day, and that I know God's going to make it happen, because I'm also going to do what I need to do to get in one, right? So this 21-day fast I just am finishing today, and I just got through eating with some friends, but I also got some pizza to take home with me, so don't judge me. What does a fast do? I did 3 things. The 3 things that I did was refrain from foods, a lot of different ones with preservatives, salt, sugars, no pastries, no fast food or anything like that. And then I also I put up a petition list of things that I believe God for this year, and I put that before the altar of the Lord and believe Him to complete those things, not just in me, but within me, and also the material things that are on there as well. And so that's the second thing that I did. I refrained from foods, right? You replace that with prayer. It's like putting a hole in the ground. I've said this before in past videos where I was teaching something. This is just me kind of announcing. It's like putting a hole in the ground, right? And then you're taking something out, but you're replacing that hole with something else. And in this case, it was with prayer. It was a prayer, the Word of God, right? And God is hearing your prayers as you're fasting. And then when you turn in your fast, then He kind of wraps it up, and He takes it, He burns it, and He smells it, and He will, according to His will and His perfect timing, He will follow through with those things for you. Okay, I fasted. I put up a petition list. It turned out to be like 20 things. One of those was another business, or the same one coming back to life. Maybe I could sell it or something like that, but I just learned so much. And I mean, I started a business in the middle of COVID. I don't know anybody who started a business in the middle of COVID and was like literally living off of it. When COVID hit, I was running a business, and I had never done that before. So I don't see it as a failure that it's not up right now. I see it as, let's do it again, or let's get that one started again, or something like that, And then, so that was number 2, putting a prayer petition list. Number 3, what I did was I gave my first fruit. So I got increased financially, and I've never gotten paid, as much as I'm getting paid at a job right now. And I say that not to be boastful, because to me, money is not the biggest thing in the world, to be honest. It's not to me, but I know that it is a powerful tool that we need. We need to be able to have money to do things, especially if we want to help the world, right? And we want to do things for the Lord. It's important to take our family, out of poverty and all this crazy stuff that we need money. There's nothing wrong with it either. And so I gave my first fruit over, and it was the increase from what I was ever getting paid before. It's the difference, like the prorated amount. And so I'm believing that the Lord will multiply that I will always have not just provision, but prosperity. I'm living in provision mode right now. I'm always provided with what I need. God's always providing my needs. But I'm looking for prosperity, because I want to be able to live completely overflow to a point to where I can do for others the way I've always wanted to do. So, according to the book of Malachi, you give the best of your harvest. You give the best of what you have, and you give that to the Lord up front, and then He receives it, and then that is going to serve as a foundation for you going into the rest of the year. And the whole entire church body, I think, in the world started fasting this year. Everybody was fasting. And if you didn't fast, then, okay. But if you did, then okay too, because it's just going to provide more clarity as to what your purpose is this year, and it also gives you the ammunition that you need to move in to the things that God's already preparing in advance for us this year. Last year for me, it was an introduction to a few things and a business, and now this year, hopefully the same one or a different one, and then moving in, and into the greatness that just more. I want more. And not only do I want more of God as well. And so so that's it. I mean, I did my 21-day fast. Those are the 3 things that I did. I fasted food. I put up this petition list of things. I presented it to him. And then the third thing is that I literally gave my first fruit. And it's like when you have, say, a farm, and you have the weakest animal or the most huskiest, bustiest animal on that farm. You're going to give that to your God, and he's going to receive it from you because you're giving him the best of the first of your year for the rest of the year. And so we hope that we can all do that. And it doesn't mean you won't have success the rest of the year, but what I'm saying is that when God gives you something, it's going to be good, and the enemy can't take it away because it came from God in the first place. So many times I've seen how the enemy has tried to take things from me, literally take things from me that God gave me, thinking like that he's actually going to succeed, and taking from me something God gave me to begin with. That to me is a big fat joke, and that's a fat lie as well, because God is the one who will increase his people. And when he does that, like he did for me in the middle of COVID, it didn't fail because the enemy took it away. It's just a matter of me learning how to steward something, and learning, this is a cute little place, and learning how to, how to not give up and be strong and continue. So fasting also opens up your spiritual senses. It kind of, any cloudiness or anything you were unsure about, God brings clarity to those things as well. And if you're fasting and you included your family members in there, then God's hearing it. It's so important to put the important things that you really are hoping for in your fast. One of those for me was healing, and I just feel better now than I've ever, I think, in my entire life. I just feel so energetic. I feel so good, but I hope that it also continues, right? So anyway, that was my fast. I had a great time. I had a ball, and it's not going to be the last of the fasting. There's going to be more this year, but know that fasting, even though it seems like it's so old school, like it's old, like why do people fast? Like what is the whole point of fasting? It's so blah. Like, why would I fast? Do you do it because you're wise, because you belong to the Lord, and because you have a God, right? You don't own yourself, and because God is going to bless your sacrifice. He's going to bless your sacrifice. So if you're believing God for something very special, he's going to make it happen if it's your will, if it's his will. Because he's so good like that. If you're believing God for a house, you're believing him for a better vehicle, you're believing him for your spouse, you want God to be all over that. And he will be, because you're giving it all to him, and he's going to give it all right back to you. He just wants to know that you will give it up. If you will give it up, he's going to give it up too. Because you are willing to. He'll do it for you too. So if you have any questions about fasting, let me know. All right, God bless you. The Lord is with you as he is with me. Please don't think you got to be so perfect to be a believer. Please get away from some false baloney view of church and fasting and reading the Bible. Just get out of those thoughts, because it's going to rob you from the best experience you can ever have in your life. Nothing is going to be greater than God in your life, ever, never. So that's it. I love y'all. God bless you. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, Eden Life.